Alright guys, today we're playing Call of Duty Infinite Warfare in 2025. It's actually been 9 years since this game came out back in 2016. Yeah, this was one of the most hated games in all of Call of Duty history. For a time at least, was the most disliked video game announcement trailer ever in the history of YouTube. And look, at the end of the day, Infinite Warfare was not a bad game, but it is inarguable that it came out at the exact wrong time. Like, it couldn't have come out at a worse time than it did when you had Black Ops 3 the year before that, and Advanced Warfare the year before that. People were tired and just annoyed with all the jetpack futuristic Call of Duty games we were getting back to back to back to back to back. That when Call of Duty World War II came out the next year, which didn't really do anything new and innovative or anything really that noteworthy, the fact that Call of Duty was going back to its roots, it was back to boots on the ground, like that alone made a lot of people like that game and play a lot of it. So that's the thing with Infinite Warfare, is if it came out maybe 2 or 3 years after it actually did, then people's entire perception of Infinite Warfare would have been so much different. And I really don't understand why, instead of just having it where you had the 3-year development cycle with each studio making a different game, have a game that takes place in the past, like World War II or whatever other setting, right? Have a modern game, like Modern Warfare, and then have a futuristic game also. Like, have each studio work on a different type of game in a different setting to keep things fresh and interesting in a series that is released year after year after year. People were feeling a lot of fatigue, though, because of the direction they decided to go in, and I think that's really where the COD fatigue started to set in, was around that time period from, 2014, 15, and 16, when you had these jetpack games, and the fact that Infinite Warfare plays the exact same way as Black Ops 3, the exact same movement system, and overall, like, similar gameplay, not the exact same because the weapons are different, the specialist balancing is different, but they even brought the specialists in from Black Ops 3 also, so it really felt like Black Ops 3.5 with, the little Infinity Ward flavor that you would come to expect, like a faster time to kill, the fucking FOV being a lot smaller. But aside from those small differences, it's pretty much Black Ops 3.5. And you know what, though? In 2025, that is actually a blessing in disguise, because Black Ops 3 right now, in its current state, is pretty much unplayable online because of the cheaters and the hackers that have infested the game, making it not really worth it, because you're just going to get destroyed by these cheaters that have, like, invincibility and invisibility glitches going on, so you can't even kill them, but they can kill you as many times as they want. So, yeah, that's frustrating, and I made, I talked about that in my Black Ops 3 video that I made yesterday. But with Infinite Warfare now in 2025, it's great because since you can't play Black Ops 3, here's your next best thing, Infinite Warfare. Yeah, there's no cheaters or anything in Infinite Warfare. I think that had to do with theater mode, if I'm not mistaken, was the cause of the Black Ops 3 cheating problems. But in Infinite Warfare, you didn't have theater mode, so that's what people say is the reason why you don't have any cheaters in IW. But yeah, I've never encountered any. Not once over the past 9 years since I got this game back when it launched. So that's definitely one thing you can say on the plus side as far as the playability is, yeah, there's no bullshit going on. Everyone's playing fair and square. There's no cheating. And also there's a lot of players in 2025. You don't have any issue getting into a match at all. Like, you get into games pretty much instantly. It's mostly, it's just TDM, so you're not going to get domination, you're not going to get search, or the other game modes. From time to time, though, I've gotten invited to a different game mode, from my recent players, and, all the recent players get into a game and join the lobby. So, once in a while you'll get outside of TDM, but not very often, so don't expect that. So you won't have a lot of variety, sadly, with the game modes, if that's something you care about. But at least from my experience, and I live in the East Coast in the United States, I can get into games, it doesn't matter what time of the day it is. It could be 2 o'clock in the morning on a Monday or a Tuesday. Don't matter. I'm getting in and I'm going to play. And it's that easy. So that's really cool. And I think that says a lot about the quality of this game, is that it really isn't that bad, because if it was as bad as everyone said it was, then it would be dead in the water like Call of Duty Ghosts is, pretty much. I mean, there's some people that play that game still, but not a lot, and, you know, other entries in the series that are kind of hard to find games. This is actually one of the easiest in 2025 of all the older COD games, believe it or not. And there are also people who play Zombies, which is not quite as good as Black Ops 3 Zombies, but is still fairly good in its own right. The single-player campaign is definitely a lot better than Black Ops 3's. So I'd say, especially if you were a BO3 fan and skipped this game might have a lot of value for you in 2025, and you might actually enjoy it a lot more than you would have thought. But there's a catch, and that's if you're a PC gamer. If you're on PC, this game is a no-go. I mean, you can play the single-player campaign. Zombies, you can. I don't think there's anyone that's playing Zombies right now in 2025 on PC, because Black Ops 3 had the Steam Workshop and the custom zombies, so you don't really get that in Infinite Warfare. It doesn't exist, Infinite Warfare modded content, so no one plays it. And multiplayer is infested with cheaters and is not considered safe to play, unless you download the third-party client that comes with the server browser that makes it a lot safer to play the game online, but nobody's playing that. I'm kind of like repeating myself, because that's the case with a lot of these older Call of Duty games on PC, is that they're the worst version for you to play in 2025, by far. So stick with Xbox One or PlayStation 4, which of course you can play on your newer consoles via backwards compatibility, and you'll have a lot of fun. Trust me. Like, especially if you're tired of the last few Call of Duty games and you want something different. This was the most recent futuristic Call of Duty game that we've gotten, so it's still, you know, in that way, it is still a valuable experience for you if you're a super hardcore Call of Duty fan. And I think it's really fun. The gunplay is great. The map design is actually some of the best Infinity Ward has ever done. So, yeah, I actually really love this game. Even though I didn't back in 2016, I grew to love it over time. So I would definitely recommend that you play this game in 2025. You'll be pleasantly surprised.